Hey, what is happening, folks? I hope you're having a great time, whatever time you're watching this. This is Jimmy G in the place to be, bringing you back to another episode of The Good, the Bad, the Awesome, where we unbox, give my first reaction to all sorts of toys, mainly related to pop culture. Usually my first reaction, when I see it, you see it. When I open it, you're opening it. All that good. Well, I don't know. Are you opening it? Maybe you're not. But this is like first. There is no rehearsal around this. So if you like that kind of stuff, stick around, because today we are going to the world of anime, because the new season of My Hero Academia has begun. Season 7. I am so excited. I cannot wait. And we are going to look at an Anime Heroes figure, one that is one of the main characters, one of my favorite characters besides Deku and All Might. We're going to look at Bakugo Kachan. We're going to look at Kachan and see if this is a great figure and if he is worth the $19.99 you should spend on him. Let's do it. And here is the box. Katsuki Bakugo Kachan. Bakugo, one of my favorites. If you've been reading the manga, he is amazing. He is a really cool guy with a quirk. If you don't know much about My Hero Academia, it is about a world with people who have superpowers called quirks, and they go to schools, and then it's about this one boy who does not have a quirk but who inherits one for all. And so but that's not this boy, that is Deku. But his rival, aka, according to Deku, his best friend, Bakugo, is part of this equation, and he has a really interesting quirk. His sweat pores are glycerin, and so he's able to ignite that to make explosions and things like that. So he sweats glycerin, so that's really interesting, kind of disgusting, but okay. And he's got a really cool attitude. I can't do his voice, but anyway, really good. This is a cool box. This is it. Anime Heroes. As you've seen, I've done the All Might, I've done the Deku, or Izuku Midoriya, and some others. Now, McFarlane Figures has one of these Bakugos. I don't have a McFarlane Bakugo. I gotta find one, so hopefully I can get one. But we're gonna look at Anime Heroes, which is the next best thing. This line, I'm excited about this line. Hopefully they bring out some more of these guys, because I'd love to have some others. I'd love to have some of the bad guys too as well, Togi and Shigaraki. That would be kind of cool. Or Overhaul would be awesome. And then of course some of the other characters like Denki and all of them. Mineta, well, I don't know about Mineta. Well, okay, he's a little pervert, but that's all right. But let's get this out of the box and let's do some comparisons and all that good stuff. And here is Bakugo! Bakugo! He is awesome! My Hero Academia, and so far, wow! This figure looks great. It looks really cool. There are some things that I can already see that I'm not liking, but there are some things I do see that I do like. But let's talk about what comes in the box. So you get two closed-handed fists right here. There's one. There's the other, which kind of just slipped out of my hand. You get two open-handed hands, and you also have the hands that he has already. And then you get the figure itself. Let me pop up my camera because we're going to get him in here for a little bit of a close-up. But there he is. Really nice paintwork on here. Not much overspray. The eyes are a little bit off, I can say. Might be a little bit of overspray on those eyes, but other than that, I think it looks good. I mean, the paintwork here is great. Paintwork on it all over the place is good. Love these parts right here. Love the fact that they're connected, because on a lot of figures they're not, and I hate it because they like to pop off. But there he is. We'll just kind of rotisserie him here really quickly so y'all can kind of see. So there he is from the front, from the side, from the back, from the side, from the front. Just love the hero uniform, the overall look. Now, the one thing that I said I already see what I don't like is right here. I don't know if you can kind of see right here in this joint right here. It's flat. It's like a little flat joint, and so it just kind of takes away from the look. Now, if you have his hands folded up like this, it's going to be okay. But if you have his hands down, it just kind of like his arm just goes bloop like that right there. So that kind of looks a little off. But we'll kind of keep it. We'll keep his hands folded in and all that good stuff. So let's get him measured really quickly. Actually, let's do an articulation so I don't have to pop the camera back down. So neck, you got neck turn. You got the head is on a swivel, arm on a swivel. It's also on this kind of cool little joint that moves up and down. Now you got a swivel right here too as well. And then you have this, it's more of a 90 degree, a little bit back bend there. And then of course you have the swivel here on that. Now you have an ab crunch, but just one single ab crunch. You do have a spin right there. You don't have quite the Jean-Claude Van Damme on this guy, but more than a 90 degree bend there. You do have a little bit of twist, not much. There you have some twist here, and then the foot is on a ball too as well. So that is it from an articulation standpoint. Let me get him standing up so we can kind of measure him and then get him compared to a few others. Let's get him. The big nerd. No, he's not a big nerd. He is freaking amazing. So let's pop that down just a hair so we can kind of see him again. Let's bring out our tape measure of success. And we are looking at about a little under 6 inches. Of course, if you go to his little doohickeys, he is right at 6 inches on that. So very nice looking figure nonetheless. But let's bring some other figures to see what he compares to. Let's do it. And here he compares with his other two companions, compadres, Kamaboko, Kambachiro. No, this is him. Here he is with Deku, with All Might, and then here's Bakugo. These are the Anime Heroes ones. So you can see he is really in line with Deku right there. So we'll pull All Might out and bring them kind of closer together so you can kind of see from a height standpoint. If I can keep him standing. Stand. Yep. Stand. Stand, Bakugo. There we go. So you can kind of see from a height standpoint, they are pretty similar, but let's remove the Anime Heroes ones. And let's bring in the ultimate comparison here. McFarlane Toys, who makes My Hero Academia figures. So you can kind of see, not going to scale really well with the 7-inch McFarlane. Here's the 5-inch McFarlane. Right there, so not going to scale really well that way either. So let me pull these, kind of get these more centered here, centered on my canvas. There we are. So you can kind of see how they look together. Let's bring in some other genres here. This is 3.75 inch Star Wars, 6-inch black figure right there, Cad Bane, one of my favorites. And for a little bit of giggles, we'll bring in a Transformer. Let's bring in Artfire. Why Artfire? Because he's right where I can grab him. So that's how he looks compared to some others. But let's do this. Let's get back together for my final thoughts and say, should you get this Bakugo? Or should you pass up on him? Maybe spend a little bit more money on the McFarlane one, whatever it may be. Let's talk about that. So my final thoughts on Bakugo. Here he is. So overall, very solid figure. I do have some cons about it, and let's get with my pluses. So first of all, love the look. I think it looks very animation accurate. I don't like the glossy look. I like the more matte finish, so you may have to kind of matte it up a little bit, but other than that, I think the paint looks really good. The eyes are a little bit off. I mean, they just don't look quite right to me, but overall, great representation. My biggest con is these right here. His little barrels here, they don't twist on their own. I wish they did so that I can pose them a little bit different, but they don't. Just the nature of the way they hook up to this, they don't pose. And that brings up to the second thing. So if I have his arms straight out, you get this kind of suspended belief here that, you know, here's his arm, boom, now we got a little skinny peg, and then we have the rest of his arm. So you got to kind of have to keep it bent up so that way you can kind of keep the belief of this is him. But overall a very good figure on a scale of good, bad, awesome. I'd say this is a pretty awesome figure. If you like My Hero Academia, and if you don't like it, you should like it. It's a really, really great anime, a really great manga. Is it manga or manga? So tell me, you know, I've heard it both ways, manga, manga, potato. But with both of these guys right here, unstoppable person here to be able to take on the entire world, take on All For One and Shikigari, and they're just going to be great. They're just going to be awesome together. And I like them. I hope more come out. Todoroki is another one of my favorite ones, so I hope they bring out a Todoroki one, which would be really, really cool. But yeah, and and an Aizawa. But I've got a 5-inch Aizawa for right now, so he'll do. So yeah. Get this figure. You can pick him up on Amazon. I think on Amazon he's $22. Look for him on sale for about $20. I think that's really good. The McFarlane one of this, it normally is $25, but right now I'm seeing them for $30. So we want to make sure to get that. So that's all I got to say about that. So tune in next time when we talk about something else, good, bad, or awesome. But in the meantime, y'all stay young, have fun, be awesome. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye now.